Leafs Nation, what's going on? It's your guy James from Offside, and here we go. It's your Leafs Weekender live in your ears and ready to go. Unfortunately, now needing a premium Twitter subscription to go live there, so guess we will not be live with Twitter any longer. But without further ado, let's jump into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always the Vegas Golden Knights. It always will be the Vegas Golden Knights jumping in and grabbing every single player that needs to join a team. It seems that way. I don't understand why, but it seems to be the way the league goes. Like the LA Dodgers of the MLB, they always seem to get the guy. Vegas figures it out, gets it done, and it absolutely sucks. For the rest of the league, they figure out the cap. People retain. Why do you want to keep helping the evil empire? I don't understand, but hey, it is what it is. Rasmus Andersson now a part of the Vegas Golden Knights. And, well, Calgary did pretty well for themselves, it looks like. If Vegas goes and wins another Stanley Cup, they get themselves 2 first-round picks. That's the condition. And then they also get themselves Zach Whitecloud, a prospect who has not been signed. They get the rights to him. So Calgary got themselves a little bit of a bounty. I think they would have got more from the Maple Leafs last season if they accepted the offer for Minton or for Cowan. But as a Leaf fan, I'm glad we did not give up on Easton Cowan. I'm still sad about our boy Fraser Minton, who now applies his trade with the Boston Bruins. But again, Vegas getting the guy that everybody seemed to be linked to and wanting to get. So, Leafs Nation, I ask you, are you happy the fact the Leafs did not pay the price for Rasmus Andersson, or would you have rather the Leafs have done so with the likes of Tanev being on the shelf? Want to figure it out, want to see what's going on, but we'll check it out from there on. But I say nay. Let's move on to the week that was for the Maple Leafs. Chef's kiss. I called a 2-1-1 record last week. And what did the Maple Leafs come out with? A 2-1-1 record. Called they would win against the Avalanche. Said they would lose the game to the Utah Mammoth. Come on. That was a scheduled loss. Of any scheduled loss there ever could be, that was it right there. The Leafs lose that one. They emptied the tank against the Avalanche the night before. We all saw that one coming. If you thought they may win against the Utah Mammoth, well, you have more hope and optimism than I do on a back-to-back with travel after emptying a tank against the league's best team. Scheduled loss? Yes, it was. Then I said it would be kind of Mitchified. There'd be some problems, some issues, some things going on with Mitch. You could see it on Austin Matthews' face as the game started. The Maple Leafs, they went up a couple goal leads a couple times throughout that game. But as the old habits crept in, the Leafs ended up losing that one, like I called it, an overtime loss to Mitch Marner and the Vegas Golden Knights. It's okay, because then Saturday night rolls around and you see a 3-1 lead for the Jets, and then all of a sudden the Maple Leafs make it interesting with OEL. And then they go ahead and decide they're going to win the thing in overtime with Scotty Lawton doing the crying eyes to fans behind the bench, and I absolutely love it. Check the video out if you haven't seen it. Absolutely chef's kiss. So we nailed the week that was for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but now this week coming up, you got some battle-tested teams that are coming into Toronto. You got the Minnesota Wild, who've bolstered their blue line with the acquisition of Quinn Hughes and, of course, Kirill Kaprizov, the Thrill doing his thing, coming in on Amazon's Monday Night Hockey. But I look at this and say the Maple Leafs will pick up that victory. So it's victory number 1. I also look at this and say, okay. Then we got Detroit, a team that is above us in the standings, and you want to pick up some points against your Atlantic Division foes. That is something that needs to happen. And I do believe the Toronto Maple Leafs will be up to the task against the Detroit Red Wings as well. Now you got Vegas coming into town, and I tell you, the media throng, the fans, the booing, the hoopla that is going to be around this game, it will not be Mitchified like when they went to Vegas. No. Even with the newly acquired Rasmus Andersson, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs take some home cooking on home ice, and they beat said Vegas Golden Knights. The loss this week, I think, will be a revenge for the Avalanche, as the Leafs will not repeat against the Avalanche and pick up another 2 points. I'm calling for a 3-1 week here for the Maple Leafs. I want them to pick up those points. I want them to keep themselves in a firm footing of where they are within the Atlantic Division, but also within the Eastern Conference. So winning those 3 games and losing to the Avs at the end of the week is not so bad. I'll take a 3-1. So to recap, I say 3-1 for the Maple Leafs this week in the games they will play. I say we win against Minnesota, Detroit, and Vegas and lose to the Avs. That's what I'm calling. I want to hear what you're going to call, but let's see what happens. Let's get in to the GBU for the Toronto Maple Leafs, brought to you by our friends at Boxing Rock Brewing Co., the absolute big beer for the big podcast and the big game. This right here, the good. How about Oliver Ekman freaking Larson? Absolute good. This guy is scoring. He's a cantankerous, older bastard who loves to hit, loves to get in the scrums. He's chirping. He's more chippy. He's edgy. I love what he brings to this team, but those timely floater goals, they seem to happen in the playoffs last year and again this season. Also getting pretty good with dishing the puck. He's always been that way, but obviously as the season goes on, you notice it more and more. So the good for me is the play of one Oliver Ekman Larson. Fired up beyond belief for this guy. And I love the fact he's a part of the blue and white. And I love that he brings a little bit of that snarl to the team. Okay, let's get into the bad. The bad for me right now is the William Nylander injury. He comes back. He's playing. He's doing well. All of a sudden, he sellies on a goal and his groin is sore and he's out of the Vegas game. And now we don't know how long he's going to be out for. So if this is an injury that is so easily triggered by a simple stumble along the boards, maybe he came back too soon. He looked great scoring the goal. Don't get me wrong. Hands were there. Speed was there. Everything was there. But if you tweak it that easily, to me, there is a bit of an issue. So you take that issue, you park that aside, and you say, Willie, sit out for a little while, get yourself fully healthy. We'll keep it rolling here. You got Quillen in the wings in case a guy like Yarncroke falters. But I look at it and I say, Willie, the bad right now for us is your injury because we really need your star caliber play on the ice, not sitting in the press box. But we'll see what happens. The Olympics are close. We don't know, obviously, what the injury is going to be doing, but they're going to want to make sure, A, he's healthy to travel and do his thing, but also healthy for the season here for the Maple Leafs. So I do think we will see Willie probably out now. I'd say another 6 games. That's my guess for William Nylander. The bad and the ugly. It's the ugly. The ugly for me is the fact the Maple Leafs cannot lock down third period leads. They have a problem with that this season. They were pretty dynamite last year, also with comebacks and things like that, picking those victories up. This year, they are not locking down the same leads. They are not doing the same things that they used to do. So for me, I want the Toronto Maple Leafs to really tighten up their third period game, especially going down the end of January. Then after the Olympic break, it's going to be another sprint. So you're going to want your game to be tight. So for me, the ugly right now is those third period leads evaporating and the Leafs settling, luckily on Saturday night for 2 points, but settling for that 1 point. It's not that great. So that's the good, the bad, the ugly. The good is Oliver Ekman freaking Larson. The bad is Willie's so easily aggravated injury. He should take some time. And the ugly is the Maple Leafs' inability to lock down third period leads at times. Really frustrating. Want that to tighten up. Again, the GBU is brought to you by our friends at Boxing Rock Brewing Co., the absolute big beer for the big game. Folks, if you're looking for hockey content, you're looking to find yourself the best hockey news, you want your one-stop shop to be somewhere where you don't have to run around the internet to find quotes, pictures, articles, videos, you name it, then you need to be checking in with the Hockey Hot Stove. It is the absolute spot to check out for all of your information, and it's the fun home for Offside Hockey Talk this season. Check it out. Make sure you get over to the Hockey Hot Stove. Subscribe to them over on Twitter, even though they won't let me go live there now because I canceled my premium subscription. But make sure you get over there and check them out. All right, let's move up to the 3 up, 3 down for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So this is 3 players on the up and 3 players on the down. For me this week, well, we got to talk about him again. I'm loving Scott Laughton on the up. He's bringing something this team has not had. He's going after guys for the embellishment last night against the Winnipeg Jets. Absolutely wicked. He's doing all of those things we've wanted players to do for so long. I love what he brings to this team. I love that he's vocal. I love that he's physical. I love that he leads by example. And he was willing to play in any position, any spot. Put him there, and he'll go. I know I talked about him like this last week, but the reviews are still glowing. Love this guy. Fired up for Scotty Lots. Love the fact that he is ready to rock and roll for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I do hope there is an extension coming for Scott Laughton. Another guy on the up for me is Easton Cowan. This guy, I know he's making mistakes. I know he's fumbling the puck sometimes, but it's young jitters. I know he's taking bad penalties as well. Again, young jitters. This guy is just cutting his teeth in the NHL. But one thing I've noticed, especially this week, is his speed seems to really be coming and his timing is really there, but he's got the drive. He'll battle for the puck. He'll be a pit bull on it, and he won't quit. He keeps on going. The engine keeps on ticking. I've seen him get knocked down and bounce right back up. I'm loving what Easton Cowan is starting to bring to this team. I hope he keeps his regular spot in the lineup, and I hope they keep feeding him more minutes to put him in more positions, because I do think he will be a key contributor for the Maple Leafs going forward. Lastly, I talk about this with Sticks in the Six zone, Peter Bershini all the time. I talk about the fact second half Domi is a thing. Second half Domi seems to have woken up just a little bit earlier this year, but he's got the drive with Austin Matthews. The hands seem to be there. The speed, the plays, all of the little things. The dumb penalties, they're still there a little bit, but he's letting players know you can't take liberties as well, just like Scotty Lots. I like what Max Domi is bringing to this team. I like the fact second half Domi is awoken and he's ready to go, and I hope second half Domi keeps himself a-rolling for a long time. Now, the 3 down. It's hard to talk about your team and say down things about players, but the 3 down's a thing. It's 3 up, 3 down. For me, this week, it was Calle Jarnkrok. I know he's not getting a lot of time in the lineup. I know he's not getting a lot of time to play, but I was so used to this guy being such a defensive stalwart that I could excuse the fact that he was a zero offense man. Always zero offense guy. But it's the gaffes with the puck. It's the reads that are wrong. It's just the little things that he needs to do to stay in the lineup that he's not doing. And that's a problem for me. If you're going to be a guy that is going to get inserted into the lineup for someone who is injured, you need to take a stranglehold. We talked about this about Robertson for many seasons, taking a stranglehold of the position and making sure nobody takes you out. Well, for me, unfortunately, Calle Jarnkrok has probably worn out his welcome. If I'm telling you this guy here is gone, and I've been a big supporter of his, I think it's done. If they can package him in a deal, I think they will. But for me, Jarnkrok is just not the guy. Another guy for me, now don't get me wrong, I love this player. Absolutely love him. Would run through a brick wall for Lorentz. I love the way he plays. But the problem that I have is, again, it's not consistent lately. And usually you can count on Stevie Lorentz to bring it consistently for you. He's getting chances. Let's not say that he's not. But the thing for me is consistency. I want to see that grindy drive kind of fourth line play out of him every single game. He can bring that. If he's not scoring, he can do that. He can interrupt the cycle of the other team, but also take it down low and keep his line in position to cycle as well. But for me, it hasn't been consistent. And I know he's been getting chances to score, and that's what we all think of. But overall game, ask yourself about Lorentz, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The last guy, again, this week, we got Myers. This guy, for me, unfortunately, is just not it. He tries and tries and tries and tries too hard, in my opinion. and it ends up costing the Leafs dearly in certain positions. Now, I'm sorry to say it, this guy, unfortunately for me, if we were able to trade for Rasmus Andersson or able to trade for anyone that'll come in the lineup, Luke Shen, you go down the list of guys that they're thinking of, I don't see Tyler Myers being a part of this team. I see him being a part of a trade out of Toronto and probably to another team, obviously to free up the contract spot, cap space, whatever, to make it work. But Tyler Myers, to me, is another guy that is not here for a long time. Now, that's your 3-up. So your 3-up this week is Scott Laughton, Easton Cowan, and 1 second half Max Domi. Your downs this week, your 3 downs, is going to be Calle Jarnkrok, Stevie Lorentz, and Myers. Those are my 3 down, 3 up for this week for the Maple Leafs. All right, so some trade rumors for the Maple Leafs. I got to ask Leaf fans, what are you thinking here? What do you think this team needs? I think we need another defender, like I just said. I also think we need someone to be up front. But I'm not of the same mold that I want to replace Domi on that top line. I might want to replace someone in the bottom 6. I think this team needs just one more tweener scorer, 6 through 9 kind of guy that can come in this lineup and just give us another little boost. Because when Willie's in, the first and second line, they're set to me. They're good. Bobo's going, Domi's going, Tone's going, and then JT with Willie, Nyzy, which you can move up and down, and Michelli's also starting to fit the mold. Give me one more guy that could play in the 6-9 area. I think we got something there. And I know what number I just said. Yes, I get it. But that's where I am. But for me, also, the Maple Leafs do not have a bevy of assets. I'm not moving Easton Cowan. I'm not moving Ben Danford. I know that you need to start to move things to get into win now mode, but truly, are you going to move those pieces unless it's a guy that is extended and ready to stay with the Toronto Maple Leafs beyond this season? Because to me, I say nay. I'll keep what we have. I like what we have under the hood. I like the fact that we have a defenseman that played for Team Canada at the World Juniors. I like that we have that guy that's percolating. That could be something. But we will see. But for me, I say defenseman, 6 to 9 guy. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear it, though. Put it in the comments of the podcast. Let me know what you think this team needs. Now, this one's special to me. Now, we're only at about 18 minutes. I said I'd try to keep it to 25. We're rocking, we're rolling, we're keeping a short podcast. That's great. It's bite-sized entertainment, and that's all we need. We forgot to do the injury report, so let's swing that in here. Chris Tanev, no update. Tacoma Mermis, he is now on a loan, getting the reconditioning stint going on. Stolarz with the team, in team pictures, traveling, just like I said he would this week. He does appear to be getting closer and closer. Hopefully, he gets into a game before the Olympic break. That seems to be the task at hand here for him. And then, of course, William Nylander, the groin injury. Like I said, keep Willie out until he's healthy. Let him be healthy for Sweden. Let him be healthy for everything. And then come back, have yourself a great season after Sweden does what it does at the Olympics. But for me right now, keep him out until he's healthy. There's no need to rush him back. This team has done well without Willie. Obviously, we want him in the lineup, but that's the injury report right there. So let's jump into the Boxing Rock Bearded Blue Warrior of the week. For me, there's only one guy. Only one guy this week, and it's Scott Laughton. He's doing it with the skill. He's doing it with the talking. He's doing it with the play along the boards. He's doing it with everything that he's got. And I love it. I want the Leafs to extend this guy. But he is the guy that we've been asking for. He is the rugged, chirpy, cantankerous guy that will score you a shorthanded goal and get right up in the face of the other team, but also sit on the bench, like I said, and give the cry eyes to the Winnipeg Jets fans after the Leafs win. This is the type of guy I want on our team. He's our rat. He's our guy that'll do everything, but he won't hesitate to do what needs to be done as well, to stick up for teammates and other things. So that is important, and that is why this week he is the Boxing Rock Bearded Blue Warrior. All right, so some housekeeping notes. Like I said earlier, check out the Hockey Hot Stove. Get over there, Check it out. Get a part of it. Be a part of it. You'll absolutely love it. We are still trying to get our RS feed back in our possession so we can post to Spotify, Apple, everywhere, you name it. It still has not happened. We are hoping to get that resolved with the THPN. We love those guys over there, just trying to figure everything out. As for the Twitter thing, did not know that you now need a premium account to be able to go live. I no longer have the premium Twitter, so I guess we won't be going live there anymore. So if you can, tell your friends, your family, your dog, your aunt, your cousin, your uncle, your coworker, anyone who will listen to what you say, give Offside Hockey Talk a subscribe over on YouTube. Make sure you get over there. Check us out. Every single week we'll be bringing the Weekender to you. Hopefully you jump in, and hopefully we get a couple of those things resolved where we can get back into people's ears and start having fun with the podcast everywhere again. But meantime, check out YouTube. They're great at hosting us. Check out the Hockey Hot Stove. They're amazing folks as well. But ladies and gentlemen, as you always know, this is Offside Hockey Talk, where the Maple Leafs and hockey come to